bounce, pass.
Sports.
Pass, kick, pass. Dunk it.
What?
Funk it.
Sure.
Serve it. Here. Work it.
Swish.
Jocular. We're about to get jocular.
Hello, everybody.
Wow.
Wow. We have lived lifetimes since I saw you last. My name is ER Fightmaster, they, them pronouns for me.
My name is Tien Tran, she, her.
Katie Kershaw, she, her.
Wow.
Kind of the biggest update we have right now is we have a lap desk in the room.
And
Yeah.
if only you could see my feet because I'm up on my little toes to keep it.
Katie, why did the lap desk make you look so small?
It makes you look absolutely tiny.
The lap desk is swallowing you.
Swallowing me whole. That's why I can't ever be, they always upstage me. I can't have a lap desk on set.
I have told you that for you. You cannot have furniture around.
No, it's in your contract.
Well, because, again, I am 7 feet tall, but I
Yeah.
appear on screen as
Small.
5'2" and probably 100 pounds dripping wet.
So any writer directors listening out there, Katie likes to act in a void. So just sort of like a white expanse.
Yes. You like to act in a void. It kind of looks right now like you're being sucked through a vacuum.
I mean, sucked out butthole first. It's really weird. I don't know how it's happening.
It's probably really good for your colon.
Yeah. Colonic. Welcome to Jocular.
Oh.
All right, we're the show where I'll say it, 3 best friends.
Okay.
Okay, we talk everything women's sports.
Yes.
And today on the show, we're going to talk softball.
Have you heard of it?
I mean, have you heard of it?
I know you've heard of it because you're listening to this and you're gay.
And you're really gay.
Yeah.
And what's happening in women's college softball. And we're also going to be playing a very, very sexy, sexy softball game.
Sexy
Ball.
sexy
Sexy,
softball
game. Yeah, this episode is going to be really gay. So if you are straight and you're listening, you it honestly might be on a frequency that you can't hear.
Turn it quieter so your boyfriend doesn't hear it. Okay. If you're not in a safe space, get to one.
Go ahead and hit pause.
Yeah.
You're going to want to pick it back up when you've got 30 seconds left on the pod. That's when it gets straight again.
You guys, this weekend,
Tell us.
I went out to New York,
City?
the city.
Whoa.
I mean, frankly, it was like I flew into New York, but then I drove to Long Island because that is where
Brag.
I think UBS Arena is, and that is where PWHL's very own New York team plays.
Mm-hmm.
And New York was playing Toronto, which Uncle Siege from last week's episode
yeah.
plays for Toronto. And I dropped the puck for that game.
How'd it
Amazing.
feel?
I was so nervous. I was like legit so nervous. Like I felt so vulnerable, and I think the big fear was like if I go out on the ice and I slip, which you've seen people do,
Yes.
it's life ending.
Yeah.
And not from a pain tolerance way. Like I would rather break my leg in private. I mean like that video is going to exist for, it will outlive you. It will outlive your children's children. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I like stepped onto the carpet to walk out to the center of the ice. And you're thinking that the carpet is going to be like, oh, here's my safe space. Like it's not going to move around at all. I felt it move.
No.
No. Really?
Yes.
They don't talk about that.
No
and
one's talked about this. This is shining
This
a light.
is shining a light.
shining a light. It is not as sturdy
shining
as
a light.
y'all think.
Okay.
So I'm just like, everything in me is like so tense.
This is journalism.
It is journalism.
Yes.
Like what I was doing was investigative. It was brave.
Yes.
Yes.
And they had sent me a video to watch
Stop.
To show you how to
beforehand to show me how to walk. Yes.
Please send it to me.
And the video that they sent was Billie Jean King doing it, dropping the puck earlier in the season. And Billie Jean King had somebody walking on her arm, and I was like, well, that's awesome. Am I going to get that? And they were like, no, you're going out by yourself. And I was like,
No!
why?
That's ageist.
That's ageist.
Very ageist.
I would kill to have somebody on my arm right now. Like, I need a helper. I want to help her.
Yeah.
But I got to the ice. I did not fall. I had a fun time. Both teams were so gracious, and I like a big shout out to New York for having me. I got to read out the name of the the starters
Oh,
in the locker
fun.
room.
That's very cool.
And I did it in the style of Saturday Night Live because, like, how else are you supposed to introduce people?
I think it's the kind of the gold
I
standard.
think it is there's no other way.
How else? I literally could not think of any. I was like, announce names. Like, okay, live from New York.
Oh, they must have loved it.
It was really sweet, and they are about, and it's fun to watch. Like this hockey league is fun to watch, and I didn't realize that the PWHL, they're in their inaugural season, but these players have been playing together a bunch because their last league, in order to create this league, I guess, has dissolved.
Right.
So this is the beginning of something new, but all these players have been around, and a lot of these players are on Team Canada or on Team USA, or I think there's a player on Team Russia that we saw. Like, and they are. I thought because Uncle Siege is like 5'5",
Yeah.
and an absolute athletic phenomenon, I thought that maybe all of them were going to be like short, and that would be like I think they're all tall, and they could all
Without skates,
beat
too.
me up. Yes, it's so hot.
Oh, wow.
It's so unbelievably painfully hot to see these women like walking through, women and non-binary people like walking on skates through this tunnel, and they're looking down at you and you're like, I'm a little guy, which feels so nice. Like, they're all just so strong. And I do want to introduce our MILF of the week
Yes.
Yes, please.
is Natalie Spooner.
Wow.
And I met Natalie. Natalie actually plays for Toronto, and just like had mom vibes. Like, there was a kid that was a big fan of the teams, and Natalie, like, Spooner brought them into the locker room and had this kid like handing out bracelets, and like took a picture with this kid, and I was like, that's a mom. And CJ was like, that is a mom. And like we all love her, and I was like, oh, fantastic. And I announced to her that she would be Jocular's MILF of the Week.
Oh, God. We got to start giving, like,
Awards.
some sort of, like, award.
Yes.
You know, like a golden axe or something.
What
I was
would it
going to
be?
say
I
a
don't know.
bath bomb, so we're kind of on two different.
Okay.
What if it was a
What if it was a golden-
bottle?
What if it was like a golden retriever? What if we started getting dogs?
Golden
What if we
'cause
started
that's
giving
what-
golden retrievers to
Moms
the
don't
moms?
want dogs.
They want the dog. They want something else to take
Yeah,
care
moms
of.
want a puppy.
Moms want a nanny. But
Okay, we'll start
Okay, we
sending
can start
nannies.
doing that.
we'll start sending
We
them
can start
golden
doing that.
nannies.
Golden nannies.
What about like golden
Oh, honestly,
retriever
or like, what about
nannies?
multiple partners? What if we just sent them multiple partners?
Oh my
That's
God.
us.
Yeah.
What?
Sorry, what if we dropped in and pretended to be just like husbands for the weekend?
Oh, I love that idea. Absolutely,
Okay,
my
so
king.
MILF of the week, husbands for the weekend.
Yeah, and if you are listening to this, I will come to your house. I will be your husband.
Yeah,
They
I
will.
will. If you win MILF of the Week,
we'll all come and be your husbands.
100%.
And we can do stuff like, I don't know, not pick up something that has been laying on the ground for a really long time.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be needy.
No, I mean, yeah, you're gonna have to.
Needy.
We'll
Yeah,
do
we're
something
gonna-
like you have to remind us to take out the trash, and when
Exactly.
when we finally do it, we say, "Why didn't you remind me?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or say, "Wait, okay, I don't know where this goes."
We're going to say things like, oh, you kind of can't leave me alone with the baby.
I can't babysit
Wait,
today.
I can't.
Why do I have to hold its neck?
So husband stuff, you know?
yeah,
So the three of us
Saturdays for the boys. I'm not gonna be home.
Yeah, we're gonna do stuff like put crumbs in your bed so that when you get in, you've already made it. You made the bed, but when you get in, you just feel kind of crunch underneath of you, and you go fuck, and you just realize that nothing's clean and it's never gonna be clean again. We'll kind of do stuff like
I'll do
that.
something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, congratulations.
Congratulations, Spooner!
Spooner, MILF of the Week.
MILF of the week. So hot. She
And
is truly so hot.
My final PWHL update is that they're about to go into the playoffs, and so break legs to everybody. Which also, in the comments, I saw somebody make a dig at me for saying break legs. Did you guys say break legs in sports? Because we did.
no.
I think I remember saying like kick ass.
Kick ass.
Break butts. That's another one that we used to say.
I'm like
kick
a firm.
ass.
I'm from you don't say good luck because I actually think it's bad luck.
Well, I think maybe your break legs is like the Venn diagram of like theater and sport meeting each other.
It has to be.
And whoever dragged you for that, they're wrong.
Well, it was like right on top of like a bunch of comments that were like, why aren't we celebrating real women? Why is this person here? And let me tell you guys, I'm a little fatigued. I'm a little fatigued
Yeah.
being in these sports spaces and absolutely loving what we do and what we get to do. And it does start to wear on you to get a bunch of like comments where you're like, why? Like, why are you coming for me right now? Why?
Why do you care?
Why do you care? Truly.
What is a non-binary existence like? How does that threaten your everyday life?
Because it shows them that they like aren't living free. They see you living so free and being yourself that they're like, oh my God, I've never done that in my entire life. I'm going to be mean online.
Well, it's like, I'm not allowed to do that.
Yeah, like I'm not allowed to be
they shouldn't
free.
be allowed to do that.
That's exactly what it
Which is just a fucked narrative.
It is a fucked narrative.
It just makes me want to push even further in the direction of like, if you are a fan of women's sports and you don't believe that trans people should have rights and you don't like this whole non-binary thing, like, I actually want you to leave.
Yeah.
100%.
I want you to go become a men's sports fan because we already have that space and we don't need you. Like, I don't think that the women's sports space needs to carry out any more hatred. Like, if you don't like this space becoming more inclusive, you're the problem. Go home. We're getting so tired of you.
Go home to your wife who hates you.
And
Okay.
and I'm sorry to say this, a lot of these people are women. So
Oh, it is women.
go
yes.
home to your husband who would never watch women's sports in the first place.
Yes.
Yeah.
And good luck to you. Shut the fuck up.
Agreed. I think,
Agreed.
honestly, most people shouldn't be allowed on the internet. There, I said it. Sorry, I said it. I think there should be a test. And sorry.
Yes, there should be a test.
And the test is, are you hateful?
Yes. If 9 times out of 10 you say something mean, you're not allowed to have
You're
the
not allowed
internet.
to have. You should.
I don't care.
Sorry.
cut
Sorry.
off. You're cut off.
You're cut off.
We do make the rules. Welcome to Jocular. Tian, you have an update for us on the soccer front.
I have some fun international women's soccer news. I don't know. Do either of you follow the Champions League?
I don't.
No.
It's easily one of the coolest, like, other tournaments that happen across sports. It is all the best club teams from the top, like, 2 or 3 top club teams in a specific country, and they compete in a continent-wide tournament.
Wow.
So
That's
it's like,
cool.
the top team from Spain, Barcelona, recently played the top team from England, Chelsea, in the European Champions League semifinals.
What an epic thing.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
It's like 2 of the best teams, 2 of the best club teams. And it's exciting because Chelsea's women's head coach right now is going to be the U.S. women's national team's head coach. And she has such an incredibly storied career, has won literally everything. And this is actually the only tournament that she hasn't won. And the game was so close. And they lost, which is really unfortunate. Which is really unfortunate. But Barcelona won, and they will be playing against Lyon, who beat their Parisian rivals, PSG, which is very
Exciting.
cool. And so they'll be playing in the championships in Spain, Barcelona versus Lyon. And it's exciting because Lyon and Barcelona have some of the best women's soccer players in the entire world. Your favorite, Lindsay Horan.
I was about to say,
You're a Haran head?
I'm a Haran head, 1,000%. How can you not be
How
obsessed
can you
with
not
her?
be? And your girl is on that team.
I do know that fact about her, and I'm going for Leon.
Okay, good. I am too because Barcelona has won them. I think historically a lot. So
Yeah, I
kind
don't
of want to
need
see him
that.
lose.
I don't need that.
And Barcelona also has the best women's player in the entire world, Aitana Bonmatí, who has recently won several huge, like, best in the world awards. And so she'll be playing too. So check it out. It's going to be a really fun. If you liked watching the Women's World Cup, you're going to love watching.
Oh, I can't wait
If
to watch
you
this.
were going to win a Best in the World award, both of you, what would
Okay.
it be?
Oh, best in the world. I make a really good chicken wing.
You do.
You
I'm going to be
do.
honest.
And you have that fancy grill now?
I have a fancy grill now.
Yeah,
that's
that's
probably what
cool.
I would. I'd really want a meat award, you know?
Yeah.
A meat-centric award.
Yeah.
No, just a meat award. Okay, I heard it.
I'm
no,
I'm
and I've
sorry.
been
I
laying
didn't mean to
into
make
it.
a face. I
No.
didn't mean to make a face.
I'm the meat queen.
Meat Queen.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, shit. Shit.
I would say I would win Best in the World for. Oh yeah, I hate to burst your bubble, but I actually just read this article and then I just cut down whatever anyone's saying.
Oh.
I feel like I do that a decent amount.
Okay, that's good.
I mean, do you agree?
Yeah, you're good at that.
You're good at that.
Only to like one of our friends that I do that to. And I'll tell you off mic. But
Okay.
I do it to them way too much.
Fight you.
I think I would be best in the world at annotating half a book and then waiting 2 years to annotate the other half.
Oh,
Okay,
you're
that's
so good
really
at that.
Yeah.
You're so
I'm
good at
the
that.
king of the margins, like so into it. And then halfway through the book, I'll be like, yeah, I should be reading about communalism instead of communism. And then I'll go off. And then after a 2-year kind of stint into communalism, I'll be like, I feel like I need to go back and refresh on communism.
Yeah.
I think I'm actually the best in the world in that. God did not make anybody better.
Okay, I love that. God did not make anyone
Spend
better.
a little extra time on you.
God must have spent
a little more time on you, on you, on you, on you.
We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back with softball.
Bounce, bounce, pass. Pass, kick, pass. Jocular. We're about to get jocular.
And we're back.
Listen, in a pursuit of true equality, equity, and excellence, we are going to start talking to you about sports that we don't always know a ton about. And this week, I've had the privilege recently of I've been doing a lot of flying for work, and I watch sports on the plane, and I have just been happenstance watching a lot of softball. And I've been really impressed by it. So what I did this week is I looked up as many softball facts as I could, and now you guys get to ask me some questions, and I'm going to test my knowledge.
Okay, I love that. Because to be quite honest with you, I know it is historically the gayest. Softball is historically the gayest sport.
It is.
It is.
It is.
It is. And I probably came out later because I didn't care for it. Sorry.
No, I think that's huge.
Sorry. So this is exciting because I'm excited to learn more to see if I could become a softball fan.
Yeah, my little cousins were really into softball. Their dad coached their softball team. Their mom was like huge into softball, but dad only had me on the weekends, so I didn't see a lot of their games. So I also have a lot of questions.
Okay, are you ready?
I think I'm ready for you.
Okay. We're going to do these rapid fire.
Okay.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Who's going first?
Okay, you can go first.
Okay, what's the difference between baseball and softball fields?
Softball fields are smaller.
Okay.
Yeah, shorter distance from the home plate to the mound,
Okay.
which actually, scientifically, makes it a harder sport because more is happening in a condensed space, and you do not have the same amount of reaction time. And the trajectory of the ball being thrown from the mound underhand is harder for the human brain to comprehend.
Hell yeah.
So it's harder to
Yes.
hit a softball than it is to hit a baseball.
Okay. How many innings are there? Is it the same amount?
7.
How many players are on the field at once?
It's 9 on 9. So 9, and then you have your hitter.
Okay. Go ahead.
How many coaches?
I don't know, because there's like a first base coach, and then there's a head
Okay,
coach, and then
gotcha.
there's like
Okay. And then like pitching coach, catcher coach.
It's to me, honestly, guys, I've been going and watching, like, I've got little kids in my life, and I've been going to watch a little kid play a lot of softball. There are so many adults standing
Really?
around where I'm like, I literally don't know which one of your coaches, which one of your parents. Like, I could absolutely not tell you.
Is there a professional softball league?
I'm sure there are versions of it, but not like the PWHL,
Okay,
not like the WNBA.
Okay, we need that.
Yes.
Why didn't they play softball in a league of their own?
That's a great question.
That I thought, okay, from what I remember from the movie, I thought it was like all the boys were at war, and so they were like, why don't we keep baseball alive? So the women are at home, so let's keep playing baseball.
It was a gimmick.
It was a gimmick.
It was a gimmick,
but they were actually very good.
Yep.
Well, and the softball was invented in 1887, and the gimmick of softball, I guess, originally was like George Hancock was like, you can play this small version of softball or baseball indoors.
Oh.
Yeah, it was like just ideas like of condensing the sport to make it like, it's like ping pong versus tennis.
Right,
was like
right.
almost the idea.
When did they start being like, this is only for women?
Well, they've not been like, this is only for women. It's because when you think about how many like it's such a thing to do as you're basically like aging out of other sports. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean
Gotcha.
from like a high school.
In a
like,
derogatory
yeah.
way. They basically bifurcated these sports in a hard line because the reading up on it is insane. There's so much contradictory writing on it. So they make the ball bigger because girls are so stupid. And they like literally they say because women are small and their hands are so small that they have to make the ball big because it will be easier for them to throw. But I don't know if you guys know this. It's much harder to throw something
It
that's
is
too
that
big
you
for your
can't
hand.
actually-
Yes.
They were like, we should make the ball the size of a baby's head because all women are
Yes.
maternal.
Yes.
So when they see a little baby's head flying around,
They gotta catch
they
it.
gotta catch it or
They gotta
smack
catch
it across the fence.
It all seems very deliberately derogatory, but what's interesting about that is they just found ways to make it derogatory because that is actually not, like we were saying in 1887, the original intention
Okay.
was not for it to be humiliating for women. It just became over time they were like, well, women can have softball because the ball is bigger so they can hit it and the field is smaller like them, and like a bunch of just absolute bullshit. And like we were saying before, that actually intensifies the game. I find
Yes.
softball
Yeah, it's
much more interesting to watch.
I think so too.
Because
yeah.
it's a faster game, and I mean, like it's literally faster. It's like 2 innings less, right?
Right.
And there's so much more play because you're taking out so many extra feet.
See, I like that.
What is fast pitch?
I think it is just like it's a technique. Like they're talking about like the windmill technique of like you're trying to get it up to a certain miles per hour, whereas like underhand throwing, just like a soft pitch is. I
It's
think
like
it's
intramural, right?
yeah, it's like getting people into the sport versus making it a competitive sport.
Yeah, because I feel like, I know these, my cousin played fast pitch, and I'm like, what? How?
Yeah, that's an eliter version of the sport.
Okay.
Okay, gotcha.
How did they start? How did they decide that's how you throw the ball?
To go underhand?
Yeah, because I've always wanted to do it.
Oh, we should do it.
We should try.
It requires so much technique.
Yeah.
It is so intense. And I think that having it be like fast pitch was obviously not the first version of softball, right? It was the soft underhand pitch, which is why you could arguably do it inside.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was just to be like, here's a lob that you can easily hit and the ball is softer and it won't go as far and blah, 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 blah. And the people that are playing it, mostly women now, are super competitive and found ways to make it better and more exciting. And one of the things that I was reading about is the body types of these players that they're looking for is pretty interesting because they're looking for people with really, really strong trunks, really,
Yeah.
really strong legs, and bottom heavy. And women are more bottom heavy than men. And so it does actually make sense that as much as we're like, oh yeah, let women have the softball, women are probably better at softball
love it.
very naturally.
Yeah.
And so the men were like, yeah, fuck it, that's theirs.
I love a bottom heavy.
I love a
woman.
bottom. Yeah, I love a bottom.
heavy.
I love a bottom heavy woman.
What position would I play?
Me too. Same question.
Yeah.
Oh no.
It's really hard because I actually did read this thing where they went like position 1 through 9 and here's the thing that everyone's best at. But it kind of seems like a sport that's really equal opportunity enjoyer. Like it's about your reflexes. Like, so I would not put you at first base because you would be getting a lot of really fast balls coming to you. I would not put you at shortstop. I might put you in outfield because I know your reflex time and I know you'd be able to get to a ball if you had more time to see it.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
And where would I be?
I think that you have springy legs. And so I think that you could be a shortstop or a catcher.
Yes.
Wow.
I would love to
Yeah,
be
my
a
knees
shortstop.
couldn't handle it.
Now, I would not want to do that either.
No,
I think I don't want to be catcher only because I feel like, that when there's a play at home plate and they get plowed,
100%.
I just don't want to get hurt.
No.
No, I think I would personally, I'd want to be like center field
Okay, dope.
or third base.
Also cool.
This is probably going to get us talking more about the tournament, but what is the college softball dynasty? Who's the UConn?
Right now it's Oklahoma.
Okay.
Wow. Okay, cool.
Yeah, and it's actually kind of like it's just such a classic story of it's LSU and Texas and Florida and Oklahoma that are really like holding down women's softball. And it does have this really, the reason I think that you'd like it more than you think is when you're watching it played at that level with these like absolute dynasty teams and you're seeing how powerful and strong and dynamic these players are, it's kind of hard not to get into it.
Okay.
And the whole game is built on tension, where there's moments where you can relax in a game like hockey or basketball or whatever, but this is a game where it's literally you're jousting the entire time, right? It's a pitcher and a hitter, and this hitter is up against an entire field of opponents, and it's really explosive.
Okay. Oh, okay.
I'm watching.
I'm
And
watching.
for you, Tian, as like a soccer lover, I feel like soccer is a sport where there can be one goal a game and that's enough. Like, okay, great. Then you're gonna like softball because there are games where it's 11-9, and there are games where it's 2-0 for an entire game, and those are sometimes the ones that I'm getting like sick about.
Okay, we have to go to. If I'm seeing here that UCLA is good. Like we should go.
We've got to go.
We've got to go to a UCLA women's softball game.
I want to go very badly.
All right, let's figure it out.
Let's figure it out. Because so how long is the tournament right now?
It's happening May 8th to the 11th.
Okay, very cool.
It's a long season too because they're allowed to start as early as I think it's like fall quarter, so like September.
That is so long.
Yes.
Oh, I'm very excited. Who won last year? Does anyone know?
Oklahoma, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, are they the ones that because I feel like I've seen it in like my Instagram. Have they won like the last several?
They have dominated for quite a while.
Okay.
I think last year it was, if I'm not mistaken, last year it was like
Utah, I think?
Oklahoma versus Florida State in the finals.
Uh-huh.
That's what I think. And then Oklahoma took it away. And so right now I'm looking at the rankings. Texas is number 1 overall and Oklahoma's second. And so you're not
Those warm states.
It's Oklahoma versus Texas, Oklahoma LSU versus Texas. I'm going to watch that in any sport no matter what.
100%. Without a doubt.
The southern rivalries are the most fun to
They're
me.
sick.
Yes.
They're sick and
And it's also
disgusting, and I
LSU
love
is
it.
also good at women's basketball, gymnastics, softball.
So good
at-
They're
yeah.
good at everything. Kind of unfair.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Last thing that I'll say that I
Yes,
think
please,
is interesting.
please.
There's no base stealing in slow pitch, but stealing is allowed in fast pitch. And I just found that interesting because I've been watching all these games trying to figure out like how they know which base to throw to get people out and how you're allowed to steal. And there are so many more rules to this game that require high IQ from the players.
Oh,
and so when
really?
you're looking at the scouting reports, they're just constantly talking about different players needing to have this level of like playing
Oh,
IQ.
cool.
So there's a lot more
That's really
strategy
cool.
than I think we realize. That's my last thing.
My wife has always said that because she played softball.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my favorite stories. This is related. She and a friend of hers from high school, they got like picked to go to like a team down in Australia to play like a select team. But the local newspaper wrote it as 2 local girls go down under.
Dear fucking Christ.
And if you can't come out after that, then I don't know. If the
What
local,
can you do?
What can you do? If the local newspaper doesn't out you,
Who are you?
are you even gay?
Are you even gay?
Are you even
Yeah.
gay?
All 3 of us outed by our local journalists.
I wish the Erie Times was like, Tian, huge homosexual.
Can you imagine just
Tian-
like a teen and the local newspaper is like, well, the yearly report of who's gay.
I can imagine that.
I would love it.
Oh, I would love
Cincinnati
it.
Enquirer.
Love it. I would love it in a safe world. But
It's not safe.
it's not safe, y'all. But I would love it.
I want your feedback. How was my AMA?
I feel like you crushed.
You
You guys,
cried.
thank you
for,
so
a sport,
much.
for a sport that
Everything.
you answered everything. For a sport that you were like familiar with, but not that familiar. I feel like I came away with knowing more.
Thanks, you guys. I took it really seriously, and I appreciate the feedback. Like I'm living for words of affirmation right now.
I mean, aren't we all?
Yeah.
Also, listeners, just send us what sport that you'd like for us to kind of get into next. If there's like a
'Cause-
particular sport, because we're down to learn
Yes.
about anything. And as you know, the
It's
Olympics
fun.
are coming up. So.
Yeah, like dressage.
Katie, you're gonna get
You're
to do
gonna- you can
massage.
do it. I'm just
you
joking.
literally
You
do,
can talk about
do
this
it next week.
You can do it next week.
I
We
don't
want
know.
you to do
I mean,
it.
we want to know the sport.
I have questions for you, Katie. Like, how many hooves does a horse have?
What?
What?
I can't answer that.
You guys.
How can you tell if the horse is gay or not?
Whoa.
Okay, wait.
Oh,
Whoa,
you're
whoa,
making
whoa.
me free bleed right now. It's
Oh, wait,
I'm
are you
laughing so
serious?
hard.
I'm
Yeah.
bleeding right now.
I'm not.
You got something in there.
I guess I'll start.
There it is,
There
folks.
it is, folks. Well, wait. Softball is historically the gayest sport.
Well, it's the one that gets made fun of
Yes.
for being gay.
Being gay, like, oh, let me guess, you played softball?
But after doing any like research on it, I'm wondering if it was made fun of in that way because men aren't as good as it at it. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That makes sense. That makes sense. That men would try to like undermine any sort of progress for women by just being like and belittle.
And I've seen videos of MLB players not being able to hit. And not being
softball?
Yeah,
I've
a
seen that
softball
too.
player.
Yeah.
I wanna see
So
some.
it really I do my thesis would be that the minute a woman becomes better at something, men are like, well, it's because you're masculine and gay. You must not want my attention or affection because you are succeeding. Which we also know that men, when their female partners experience any kind of success, they have a drop in serotonin. Men experience it as a depressive episode.
Good.
And so I think that that's maybe what softball has been at large
Oh.
for the male, specifically American community, is they're like, women are good at that. That makes me want to kill myself.
Softball has been a serotonin reducer for
Yeah.
all men.
Yes.
This is like a national crisis.
It is.
Men.
Men. Yeah, honestly,
Yeah,
fight-
not their
No.
serotonin. Men.
Men.
And the only man that we love is our producer, Harry.
Harry. Hi, Harry.
Pfizer should really look into the power of softball being such a depressant.
Yeah.
For men. Yeah.
It's time for us to take a quick break.
Wow.
And we'll be back.
Soon.
Bounce, bounce, pass. Pass, kick, pass. Jocular. We're about to get jocular.
And we're
back.
back. So we all know what the bases are for straight people.
I really want to go over them. Though.
I know.
I do
first,
too.
first base,
Kissing.
kissing.
Uh-huh.
Second base, wasn't it always like under
Above
the
the
shirt?
belt?
Oh,
Titties.
Up titties. I thought it was always like boobs.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
Boobs. Third base, below the belt, right?
Like fingers.
Like fingers.
But the way that they say it, which I just find so upsetting.
Fingering.
That's why I say
The
fingering.
fingers.
You know,
I got fingered.
Fingering.
Yeah, like, I mean, so Josh and I were like kind of going through a rough patch, and he's really sad because his aunt just died. So we went to the park, and I let him finger me.
Yeah.
That's it.
Somehow
That's
that story brought me back, even though it,
In a way I didn't want.
in a way I did not want to.
It made me so hot I had to take off my shirt.
So a little finger blast, as they always used to say.
Oh, fuck. I hated middle
I hated
school.
middle school.
Finger blast.
Finger blast.
Finger fuck. Getting finger fucked.
Finger jack. Have you ever jackhammered?
No.
That is what people in my school said when you got fingered.
I hope they're experiencing jail time currently.
So
hey, Erie Times, I need you to do your job.
So what is so that's third base.
And then I think home run is when you finally get to.
Where's oral sex?
They don't do that. The straight people don't do
But
that.
they sing about it in songs all the time.
But they only
Katie,
sing
they
it in
don't
one
do
way.
that.
I think women
They sing it one way.
Yeah. I almost started immediately singing a song about it.
Kissing is first base, titties are second base. Then, but Tiana is right when you said it's below the belt because it's fingering
It's fingering.
and oral.
Oh, you might be right. Fingering and oral.
And then
And
home
hand
base.
jobs.
But just blowjobs, because they're not giving. They're
No,
not
no,
going
no.
down.
They're not
No.
meeting the colonel at
No.
all.
No.
No.
I'm sorry. What?
The Colonel?
Colonel Angus.
Colonel
Oh,
Angus.
Colonel. I've never heard that.
You've not met the colonel?
No. Well, I've obviously.
Listen, Tiana has met the Colonel.
I've met the fucking
Yeah,
Colonel.
I think
yeah.
so.
I've met
Yeah.
the
I think
Colonel.
Tiana's met the Colonel.
I've met the
so.
Colonel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tiana, how long have you been with your partner?
I've been with my partner for 11 years.
You don't do that if you haven't met the
I
Colonel.
haven't met the
Yeah,
Colonel. Okay. I just have never heard that phrase. I love it.
I feel like we've said it far too much in our life.
Okay. And then home run is having sex.
Penetrative vagina
Yes.
to penile sex with completion.
Yes.
Does it have? Is there have to be completion?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I
That
have-
can't
I
be
don't
true.
know.
I think the
I think
minute
you
men
almost-
stick it in, they're like, I won.
Yeah. I think that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh, it makes me miserable.
Do whatever you like, everyone.
Do
but-
whatever
but
you
honestly,
fucking
it's-
want. Just don't talk to
don't
me
talk
about
to
it.
me about
Here's
it.
the thing: is we
Christ.
don't right now. We don't have anyone we can ask to verify.
I don't want.
I don't
to.
want to.
I don't
Which
want.
I don't want to.
I don't want the input.
I don't-
was gonna say that's equality. That's progress.
Oh, okay. So we're now going to redefine the basis for lesbians.
And I think this is going to be harder to define
I know,
the
because I feel
basis
like-
for queer people because queer people be so much hornier and happier and
Yeah.
healthier.
Yeah.
And so much more of the sex, I believe, truly is like there's a mutual energy of like mutual exploration and pleasure. And I do love queer people because like the whole queer community is a kink community because they're like, I just love the smell of my partner's hair. You know what I mean? It's like the
Yes.
small, and we've come up in so much longing that like
Yes.
truly like touching someone's hand for the first time after 6 months of trying to figure out if they were gay at all, and if once they found out that you were gay, if you were gonna get killed and beaten or
mean-
not, like what base is that?
To me, literally, first base is longing. I think.
Oh yeah.
The
That's
entire way
beautiful.
to first base, like, I think trying to describe it is just like running to first base is lesbian longing.
Yes. Okay.
You
so
know?
You're sitting, you're holding
taking-
the bat.
Yeah,
You're
you-
holding the bat, and you're wondering if they're gay. And then
Yes.
you hit that ball, and you start running to first base because you're longing for them.
Yes. And then
Yes.
you're longing for them so much that you're like, we're gonna be friends.
Yeah.
So are you friends at first? First base's best friends?
First,
oh my
it's
gosh.
I think that it's lesbian not being gendered here. Lesbian
Yes.
longing as a trademark. Lesbian longing as an
but
activity.
any
Yes,
queer
as
person
about
can
any queer-
experience
yes.
it.
And any genitals, this is lesbian longing trademark is first base.
Yes.
And-
It doesn't have to be. You could be longing for a friend. You could be longing for a stranger.
You could be longing for the love in this like loveless, horny sex you're already having with that person.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes, that's first base
I mean-
for sure.
Lesbian longing trademark can be talking them through their last breakup.
100%.
The amount of relationships I've started that way. Are you kidding me?
I mean,
It
Please.
can be talking through plane tickets.
Yeah.
yes.
Wow.
It can be literally being friends for all of college and sleeping in the same extra long twin bed and
God, I loved
doing
those.
nothing
Yeah.
about it.
It's really just like, let's just sleep in the
Let's
same
just sleep
bed.
in the same bed.
Extra long twin bed. You know what I would have loved? A little extra width.
I know. What's with the
Love just a little bit more
a
width.
little bit more with?
Why do you think that everyone coming into college is so tall?
I don't know.
Why the tall?
I mean, I'll be honest. Like the extra length was nice, but it's not that nice if I can't turn on my side.
And it's just like it is not nationwide required.
No, you have to buy a
have-
special sheet for
You have,
it.
yes, and they're all over Target, and then they never sell out. And then you're like, oh my gosh, sheets are on sale, and you're like, are these going to be queen size? And no, they're
No,
twin
they're twin.
XL.
Twin
This is,
XL.
you know what we stumbled upon? This is our investigative journalism episode because I feel like we stumbled upon Big Mattress and nobody's talking about
You
it.
know, it's a big mattress. There is a lot to discuss, and the college.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, what
so-
an industry.
First base
Longing.
is longing. Second base, what do you think?
Is it the
Fuck.
second base?
Is it?
Is it the what are we doing conversation?
Okay, it really could be because the other option for me was it could be what are we doing, and it could be that thing where you're sitting in like their bedroom for the first time
Yes.
because you're friends.
Yes.
And you're sitting in each other's bedroom for the first time, and then you start to fool around, but there's music playing, and like all the light is all like warm and yellow,
Yes.
and you've had like a little bit too much to drink on purpose.
Yep.
And you might have to pee, but if you break away, then you'll have to.
Then
the
you have to
moment's
start over
done.
again.
The moment's done.
Yes.
So I'm gonna say
I think we could fit that on a base.
second base for me is that you're sitting in each other's room and you're like, it's not even the kiss itself.
No.
It's the experience of like, oh my God, we are about to fuck.
Yes, yes.
Oh my God.
It is the experience of being like, oh my God, I was right about you. You're gay.
Yes.
And then they're
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh, I was right about you. You're gay. We're into each other.
Oh my God. And then the next day, even if you don't fuck,
yes.
the next day, the elation that you feel, you're literally a new person. Like
Yes.
you could get hit by a
Yes.
car and it would not break your
Yeah,
bones.
you would
Like,
text your best friend who is not gay, and you'd be like, oh my God, we sat by each other.
and they would be like, I can't answer right now. Hank is trying to teach me how to load the dishwasher right, even though I'm the only one that does it.
In this scenario,
There's a lot of
there's
anger
a lot of
here.
anger. There's a lot of anger here.
But there's joy in second base.
There's joy in
Yes.
second base. There's joy.
Second base is, oh my God, you are gay, and we're doing
Yes.
this, Joy.
Okay,
Yes.
so then is third base. What are we doing?
Third base is what are we doing?
What
But
are we
it's
doing?
so loaded because you've been hooking up.
Yeah,
now.
you've been hooking.
Oh,
I feel like you've been hooking up, but now no one's saying like we're girlfriends, and you're not telling any of your friends yet.
There's a huge chance you've already said I love you.
There's a huge
100%.
chance that you drove them home from top surgery.
100%.
Who else was gonna?
Yes.
No one.
Not their
No
parents.
one.
They haven't spoken to their parents in 10 years.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Yep.
They've definitely said I love you.
They definitely said I love you. You've practically moved in. You're spending
Yeah.
every night with each other.
Yeah. If you want to wear your favorite sweater, you can't wear it today because you slept at your house. It's over there.
Oh, wardrobes are.
Our wardrobes are all over the
Oh
place.
my God. You guys are going to bars with each other and you're like wearing each other's things and all your friends are like, oh my God,
God,
these
him.
fucking dykes.
Yeah.
That's third base.
But
I
they're
am
third
blushing.
base.
I'm so hot right now.
That's third base
Third
because
base.
Your friends are still like, what are they doing?
And you all have to look at each other and
That's
say,
so true.
What?
What are we?
What
doing?
are we doing?
What are we doing? Because you know that once you establish what you're doing, you're going to date for the next 4.5 years.
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, what are we doing?
And then
It's
they're
third base.
like, I thought we
Uh-huh.
knew what we were doing.
You guys, this is beautiful. I'm loving this so much. Now, I'm going to say fourth base is...
There's four bases.
There's
home base.
home base.
Okay, I was like, isn't that a home
A
run?
home base is, first of all, we're going to leave room for every kink in the world. But I do believe that home base is all of a sudden you can't get enough of their liquids in your mouth.
Yes. I think that's correct.
You're like I don't want water.
Yeah.
I don't want food.
Yeah.
I want pussy and spit.
Yes.
That's kind of
You-
how I'm feeling.
You looked at me with a one part.
I was talking about you, sweetie. What are we doing?
What are we doing?
What are we doing?
What are we doing?
You can't
You
get
know
a-
that when I touch Fight's hand, it's as if I'm touching my own skin.
It's
and
so crazy. We've
it's really
always had
weird.
that.
It's this really weird thing.
We
Hey,
can
Harry,
kiss
I
on
don't feel
stage.
safe. I don't feel safe, Harry.
No, Tien, you are the least
You are-
safe you've ever been. That is true. Katie and I have been romantic partners in every scene that we've ever
I
played because
love
we
this.
can make out and we feel. I literally can't even feel her flesh. Like we are so
No.
firmly related.
It is like cold.
It's cold.
I know, and it's like
Okay,
I'm
that's
with
what
a
you meant
warm
by it.
body.
Okay,
and
that's what you
Yeah,
meant.
It's not like I feel myself. No, it is
because
like
I feel like people have
No,
have
it's like
described that,
when you
and
touch like your like your
yeah.
aunt's arm.
I
and
feel
you're
that.
like, oh, I didn't realize.
I didn't realize
so
my aunt
itchy.
is a person.
Yeah. Why is her skin so itchy?
Guess I don't
I
want to
feel
fuck
like-
my aunt. Yeah.
I feel like lesbian home run is that, and you build a whole life together. Okay,
yeah.
Yeah.
like you have like
Home run is to eternity.
home run is to eternity. You have found your community.
What if that's bases
you found
bases
your
loaded?
people. Okay,
Bases
Grand
loaded
slam?
home run. Yeah.
Grand slam?
Grand slam.
Grand Slam. You're like you're there with your person or however many people you want for eternity.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tien.
Sorry,
Okay, so
No, don't. I'm like. hot.
sorry.
well, is an
Guys, I'm
alternative a home run is you've been with your partner, you live together, you've been together for a number of years, and your friend that you thought was straight chooses you to come over and like come out to?
Honestly, that's a home run too.
That feels-
that's a different kind of home run.
That
different
feels
kind of
like a
home
third
run.
base coach to me.
Third
Well,
base coach.
Yeah, like now we're getting into because I'm also thinking like, okay, there's room here for a strikeout analogy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where the like absolute strikeout is, I think you're really cute, but I can't figure out if you're gay or not. You're not gay. Swing and a miss.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's.
I think that
mean,
maybe
that's-
if we're friends long enough, I'll get to the point where you realize that you're gay. You don't ever come out.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss. Now I'm the best man or the best them at your wedding.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
marrying a guy named Jonald.
Yeah,
Yeah,
John.
Jonald. And he's really good to you. And
He's really good to you. He like
quote.
he climbs professionally, but he's never made any money from it.
Yeah.
Stop.
He climbs professionally, but his fingers are really weak in bed.
You're
He has no calluses.
You're allergic to his sperm, so you have rashes all over your back all the time.
Ugh,
Back.
God.
Stop it. Stop it.
I like that's great.
Stop it.
That's great.
You guys,
I think we've nailed. Honestly, I think those are the bases.
It's so clear to you.
It's so clear.
it's so clear. We made it so clear.
We made it so clear.
I don't think it's confusing at all.
No, I don't think it's
I
confusing
would say
either.
it resembles
I
a
think it's
queer
like,
relationship just a bit.
Yeah.
If it was clear, it would be hetero.
Yeah.
I would say it's sadder for the heteros that it's so clear how to base it out.
Yeah.
Because you're like, no, I'm sorry, there's no formula for this.
Yes.
Like there have people that I've like had a one night stand with and had none of the intimacy or excitement of the longing period.
Right.
And so you're like, if you are like, all jokes aside, if you are being like, and this is where I scored by touching your tits, I scored by
Yeah,
getting
of
head.
course you can do it.
I scored. That's such a like that's the hetero way of doing
Yeah.
things,
Yes.
and it creates this like culture where they're not having like sex for mutual pleasure, they're having sex for domination.
Yeah.
And queer people
Yeah.
are straight up like, you do not know what
No.
you're gonna fucking get anytime.
Like I feel like a bunt. A bunt is like
Ooh.
you.
That's a butt cunt.
You is a butt cunt. Is a butt cunt.
Stop. Bussy out.
Bussy out bunt. Is a butt cunt.
Pussy out.
Bussy out
Bunt in.
Bunt in. But I do feel like a bunt is like you accidentally slept with your ex because you got on base, but it wasn't really that satisfying.
Yeah.
You got on base
Yeah.
and you're like, I guess I'm here.
We've all
And
done
we
it.
did it.
Oh.
Now-
And you're like, you don't even care if you get home by the end of the inning. You're just kind of like, fuck, we
great.
did it.
And now
Yeah.
all that like work that I did to get over this shit,
It
I'm
is-
like
I
kind of
gotta-
like backing it in a weird way.
Yeah, my therapist Hannah's gonna be so mad.
Yeah.
God,
Hannah's gonna be
Hannah's gonna be so pissed.
Hannah's gonna be pissed.
Hannah's gonna be on the third baseline coaching you, being like, God damn it, just go home.
I
damn
thought we
it.
had done it. I thought we cut ties. We went no contact.
God.
We went no contact.
What did you do 6
Contact.
months of no contact for? Just for 6 months and one day to get bad
to get
fucked?
bunted.
Yeah.
To get bunted.
To get
bunted.
absolutely bunted.
Jesus
Bug
Christ.
hunted everywhere.
God damn
Oh my
it.
god, I'm bleeding so much.
Oh no! Okay. I feel like we did it.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to leave you guys because we've given you all the knowledge that we have.
I think those are the bases.
2 of us are bleeding onto the furniture.
And I will say that if you're straight, thanks for tuning back in now.
Yeah, now. Okay, thank you for listening.
and we're back with the straight people.
Thank you.
We do have
We're so happy for you.
we do have some shout outs to kind of give.
Yes.
So we want to say first, thanks for listening. You can follow us on Instagram and TikTok at JocularPod.
And we really do love hearing from you. So please email us and anything you want, truly, like stories, Photoshop requests that we've had, at JocularPod. Oh, I'm sorry, JocularPod at hyperobjectindustries.com.
We also want to say thank you to everyone who sent us pics of Bet and Tina in short sleeve button ups. You guys are masters.
They were beautiful.
That's insane.
There was one where someone made Bet's hand a little small holding a basketball, and I laughed so hard.
We want to say to you, we received a beautiful voice memo from Shona, or maybe it's Shauna. Let us know which way we butchered your name. But we heard you had like a very cool, cute first date at BFC, and we want to know, was there a second date?
Please tell us.
Please
we really
tell
like
us.
are freaking out. We
Please
need
tell
to
us.
know.
Because
Please.
I also such game to like ask someone on a first date to meet you at a sporting event.
I love that.
It's so cool.
Players gonna play.
And that it happened like right away.
It
was
happened
like
right
the
away.
game is today. Let's get tickets.
God damn.
I know.
Y'all are brave.
Within
and
an
cool.
hour.
Brave and cool.
Yeah, it was awesome.
That was really cool.
We
That was
also
very
heard
cool.
from someone else. We heard from Van. She went to the NCAA tournament at UCLA and sent us the sexiest picture of the UCLA mascot, Josephine Bruin.
Sorry, she's beautiful. Josephine is
Snatched.
I mean,
Snatched.
unbelievable. Is that big?
Ozempic.
Ozempic.
Absolutely.
I mean, like everyone else in this damn
Jesus
town.
Christ, people have to fucking stop.
but she looks good.
But you know, her PCOS is in check for the first time.
Okay, well, I guess
Okay.
Was that too much?
No, it's really
Was
good.
it too much?
We've had a lot of Pfizer-related jokes
Yeah.
recently.
hopefully we'll get a
That's journalism.
I hope we get a
sponsorship.
sponsor. I really hope. Pfizer, please let us come to the lab.
Please.
Pfizer, we have to come to the lab.
I want to go to the lab. There's so many ideas I have.
You guys
I want to learn.
from Pfizer.
That one was free. The next is going to cost you a lot.
But please, please, please keep sending us stuff. We love hearing from you. Y'all are the best. Y'all
Thank you,
jockstraps. Thank you so much.
That's what it is, Jockstraps. We'll read some more great reviews, so keep posting them next week.
We love you.
We love you. We'll
We
see
love
you
you.
soon.
We love you.
Bye.
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 Jocular is a production of Hyperobject Industries with Meadowlark Media and was produced by Zaylee Mahone and Haley Fager. Original music and theme are by Nick Gage and ER Fightmaster. And our executive producers are Harry Nelson, Claire Slaughter, Dan Lebitard, and Adam McKay.
Bye.
Bye.
Harry.
Bye, Harry, stop.
Harry, stop.
We're not ready.
Stop the recording, Harry.
Bye.
Bye, 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 bye.
Bye.